Bonjour and welcome to In the Kitchen with Philippe. Today we are going to be cooking some classic American dishes that you will probably need for your opening day party of the Coastal California Caterers Fantasy Baseball League. Now, we went over some of the recipes before when we did our draft party for fantasy football. But see, this is baseball, and baseball, you have to prepare foods differently. They can be the same foods, but they have to be done in a different manner. So today we are going to fix the Great American Hot Dog. To begin, you have to take a pot, such as this, and you will fill it with a liquid. Now, when we did these hot dogs for the draft party, we just used water. But since this is baseball, we have to use beer. Now, the kinds of beer that you use are very important. It affects the flavor of the hot dog. Here we have a fine Samuel Adams Irish Red. We also have a magnifique Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. And we have a, not so good Genesee Cream Ale. This is the kind of beer if you have teenage boys in your house and they are going to sneak beer into the house and you confiscate it, this is what you will find. So this is what we will use because we do not want to waste the good beers on hot dog juice. So we open the can. There's a pull tab at the top. You pull the pull tab, makes a popping noise, and you pour a little bit of beer in the pot. And a little bit more beer in the pot. What's the hay? We will use the whole can of beer. So we pour the beer in the pot, and then we punch the can, and then we take the hot dogs. And we open up the pack of hot dogs. This pack has a zip thing, so we have to pull it apart to get the hot dogs out. We take the hot dogs, and we drop them in the beer. Oh, it smells so good. Magnifique. And we have the hot dogs now in the beer, and we take the hot dogs and beer, and we place them on the stove. And we turn the heat up, and the hot dogs begin to cook. You do not want to use too high a flame, because if you use too high a flame on your hot dogs, they cook too quickly and they burst, and then they look not so good. So we can wait until these hot dogs are ready, but that will take a little while. So I went ahead and I already fixed some hot dogs. So I will show you how to assemble the hot dog for a fantasy baseball opening day. First of all, you take the paper plate. These hot dogs must go on a paper plate to be truly American. And you have a roll, and you split the roll. And then you take a fork and stab a hot dog with the fork, and you place it inside the roll, as such. And then you must take some chili, not the chili with the beans, because then you will be farting all game. But you take the chili without the beans, and you just pile a whole bunch of chili on your hot dog. Bunch of hot dog. Bunch of chili. And then you must take the cheddar cheese. Because the cheddar cheese is similar to the cheddar cheese that we use in our Pinot Noir, but a little tastier. So we sprinkle some of the cheese on the chili so it melts. And then we take something called an onion that's been diced up. Now this is the onion after it's been diced. This is what an onion looks like before you dice it, in case you have never seen an onion. So that is what an onion looks like. You take some of the onion and you sprinkle it on your hot dog. C'est là. And then, if you prefer, you take the mustard. And as a Frenchman, I prefer Le Dijon mustard, but to be truly American, you need the yellow mustard. So you spread some yellow mustard on your hot dog, and you can do the same with the ketchup. I don't like the ketchup as much, so I will not put any ketchup on my hot dog. But that is what the hot dog looks like. To serve as a hot dog is something called the potato chips. These potato chips are made from a very high-tech process. And what they do is they take, this is what they look like actually before they become potato chips. Very strange. It's very strange looking balls that grows under the ground. But they take these balls like this, these potatoes, and they slice them very thin, and they soak them in oil, and then they salt them, and then they magically put them in these bags. And you take the bag, and you open it, and you put a little pile of potato chips next to the hot dog. And that is how you make a hot dog for your opening day party. Now, we have one more recipe. Some people are not a good enough cook to make this. So what we do is we have a recipe called Peanuts in the Helmet. And you will probably recall that during the football season we used a Baltimore Ravens helmet. But this is baseball, so we need a baseball helmet. And what we have here is the Head Pepper baseball helmet. And what we do is we take the helmet and we take a bag of peanuts and we open the bag of peanuts and we pour it in that helmet. And there you have the peanuts in the helmet, and it is a good dish. Everyone will like it. You must have the peanuts to go with the beer and the hot dog. So it's great. And that is all for today's version of In the Kitchen with Phillippe. Next week we will have a different kind of show where we will teach you how to cook cow brains, ox tongue, and pig testicles. Au revoir. See you next week.